What's up, everybody? Founder of Downtown Sports here, Carson Williams. Episode 2, we're talking about NBA. NBA's back in Orlando. Talking about awards, playoffs. What's up? It's Kyle Brown. Let's get started. My first take, Western Conference matchup. I got the Lakers versus Los Angeles Clippers. I got the Lakers winning this in 6 games. What do you think?
So interesting. With the 1 and the 2 seed. I'm taking the 1 and the 3. I'm going to go Lakers versus Nuggets. I'm going to say the Clippers get wiped. Something happens. Maybe game 7. I'm going to say the Lakers do take it in 7, though, versus the Nuggets.
So we both have the Lakers moving on. That's interesting. I chose the Clippers because superstar team Kawhi's done this before with Paul George now. Superstar team, good depth, Montrez and Lou Will on the bench. I think this team's going to make it pretty far, going to be close series. Although the Clippers have not played a lot this season because of time restriction for Paul George, I still see them making it pretty far, though.
I think I'm just riding the Jokic train for now. An unstoppable playmaker, scorer, all-around player, true star in the NBA.
All right, what about the Eastern Conference? Who do you have?
I'm going to go with the Heat versus the Bucks. I say the Bucks win in 4-1. So I think Giannis is unstoppable, obviously. I mean, that roster is just – look at – you got Eric Bledsoe, Wesley Matthews, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez. All can shoot the 3, all good defenders, possible defensive player of the year in Giannis. I mean, I don't get how you can't choose the Bucks in this one.
I also have the Bucks in my conference championship, but I also have the Celtics. And I think the Celtics will actually take this series in 7 games. It's going to be really close. Celtics-Lakers finals, that'd be really interesting. Celtics have a really deep team with Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum having a breakout year. I think they're going to do great.
You know, I see the Celtics, and I just see inconsistency at its finest. I mean, you got Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, and Gordon Hayward. I mean, Gordon Hayward misses practically every other game. Let's see if he can stay healthy. Kemba Walker is a good scorer. Jason Tatum, though, phenomenal player, breakout season. It'll be a close one, I think.
I agree. All right, so your finals, who do you have?
I'm going to take the Bucks winning it. I'm going to say LeBron gets stuck at the end in 6. I'm going to say the Bucks win 4-2. And, I mean, let's compare the rosters real quick. You got Avery Bradley versus Eric Bledsoe. You got to take Eric Bledsoe. Come on. You got Danny Green versus Wesley Matthews. Okay, I think it's a toss-up. I mean, Wesley Matthews is a great defender. Can't lose any credit to him. Danny Green's a great shooter. I mean, that'll be a close one. LeBron versus Chris Middleton. Okay, LeBron's going to take this one. But Chris Middleton is an underrated scorer. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the NBA right now. I mean, he could do everything. Giannis AD. I'm going to see Giannis. Unstoppable. Any defensive player, even Anthony Davis, I still don't think he's going to hold Giannis. And then center, I mean, toss up JaVale McGee and Brook Lopez. Who cares?
That's interesting. My finals matchup is the Lakers versus the Celtics. I have the Lakers taking this in 6 games. I'm not going to agree with you on this. I think LeBron can obviously carry a team. We've seen him do it in the past, especially with Anthony Davis now. Great season. I think they're going to do great in the playoffs. Although I think they're going to take it in 6 games. Celtics win 2 of the home games, so it's going to be a great series. LeBron's going to win Finals MVP. See him ended off with a good season.
Interesting matchup and historic rivals.
Rookie of the year, who do you have?
I mean, this is a given. Ja Morant. I mean, you look at Zion. I mean, he hasn't played enough games. Ja Morant is putting up good numbers. I mean, great point guard. He's averaging 17, 7 assists. I mean, you can't ask for more from the guy, especially being on the Grizzlies. So I'm going to take Ja Morant as my player.
I agree. Ja was the number 2 pick in the NBA draft and made sure to show this season that he was worth that high of a pick. In his first year with the Grizzlies, he's making a big playoff push, which they haven't done since 2017, where they got totally beaten by the Spurs. He has great ball handling, elite hops. I think let's see how far he can take them in Orlando this year.
Explosive player.
6th man of the year, who do you have?
I'm going to go Dennis Schroeder. So you look at this guy. You hear his stats. He's averaging 19 and 4 coming off the bench. I mean, that's better than Ja Morant. He's going Rookie of the Year. He's a starting point guard. So, I mean, Schroeder's putting up starting point guard numbers, playing behind Chris Paul and the Thunder. I mean, there's not many other players that could do what he's doing. Obviously, the favorites are always going to be a Clippers player, Will, Montrez. I'm going to lock in him with Schroeder.
you say playing behind Chris Paul. He's also playing behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's doing great this year as well. So being the number 3 point guard and doing that, that's really great. Although my pick is going to be Montrezl Harrell. This war is really tough for me, though, because you said Dennis Schroeder, who's on the Thunder, and Lou Will, who's on the Clippers as well. But I have to go with Montrez because he averaged 18.5 points, 2 assists, and 7 boards a game. Those are ridiculous numbers coming off the bench. When he went in, the Clippers may have even gotten better. He's a ferocious rebounder and great post scorer, would start on most of the other NBA teams in the league. I think he's going to do great, and I think he's a great player, yeah.
I mean, I just think it's repetitive going Clippers, back to back. I mean, Lou Will always the favorite, Montrez on the same team. That Clippers roster is so stacked, but I feel like they strategically play Montrez right there to play behind Zubac. But I think Montrez might be the better center. They're just playing it for strategy purposes.
It's understandable. Defensive player of the year, I have Anthony Davis. This year he had 7 defensive rebounds, a steal and a half, and 2.5 blocks. This man shines bright on a team full of stars in LA. The Lakers have such a dominant team, and the defense allows them to score with the second most fast break points in the league. AD is 7 feet tall and as agile as Klay Thompson, so he just dominates the floor when he's on it. He can guard any position, and stay in front of them too. So he's a great player.
All right, so for my defensive player of the year, all right, last time in the comments you guys were saying bias and bias. I'm going to go with Ben Simmons, and listen closely, okay? So he's averaging 2 steals a game. He's probably the most explosive point guard right now. He's so versatile at 6'10". I mean, you can't hold the guy. I don't see how he's not going to – I mean, he's top 5 in the odds for winning it. Obviously, they're probably going to give it to more of a mainstream player. Ben Simmons will also be first team all defense. So say biased if you want, but Ben Simmons is a true candidate for defensive player of the year.
I'm going to say biased. Look at him. He's wearing a Sixers jersey. All right, well, next award, most improved player. Who do you have?
I'm going to go Bam Adebayo. Dominant center. I mean, you really can't hold the guy. 16 points per game, 10 rebounds, a steal and a block. I mean, the guy's explosive. One, he's a playmaker. He's running half-court sets. He's playing at the half-court. He's also, I mean, his numbers last year, he was averaging 9. He's averaging 16 now. He went from 7 total rebounds. He's now at 10.5. So, I mean, the improvement there is it's real. I mean, he's taking the spot of his son Whiteside. Big shoes to fill. Honestly, I think he did an even better job and made that team who they are right now.
I agree. That's a great pick. First-year All-Star and won the playmaking challenge in the All-Star weekend. I think he's a great player. Although I am going with Brandon Ingram. He had 24, 4, and 6 compared to 18, 3, and 5 last year. First-year All-Star and really was the leader of a young Pelicans team who have a chance of making a big playoff push in Orlando. I think he really carried a team along with Drew Holiday. Once Zion came, role came down a little bit, but he still was a great influence in New Orleans and really led the team.
Good point. I mean, Brandon Ingram's a great player. No credit taken away from him. I just think that Bam Adebayo might be the lock for this one with the numbers he's jumping up.
What about Coach of the Year? Who do you have?
Coach of the Year. I'm gonna go. Let's look at the Raptors. They're 48 and 6 or 46 and 18. They lost Kawhi. They lost Danny Green. Marcus Gasol is only playing 30 games. I mean, what a consistent coach. I mean, playoff appearances consistent. Who knows how far they'll go this season. I mean, don't underestimate that roster. Kyle Lowry. I mean, hard to take credit away from Nick Nurse in this one.
That's a good pick, yeah, especially with all the losses during the offseason. I could totally see why he won this award while they're winning so many games. My coach of the year, though, was Eric Spoelstra, the Miami Heat head coach. The Miami Heat are 41 and 24 this year, and Spoelstra allowed Bam Adebayo to flourish this year on a very young team. Bam Adebayo, like we mentioned earlier, was a first-time All-Star, really was a great player. Nobody expected this much out of the team going into the season. Some analysts even had the Heat having a top 10 pick in the 2020 draft, but instead they're shaping out to be a number 4 seed in the Eastern Conference.
I mean, he's a great coach, but with the addition of Jimmy Butler, I don't know how much credit he's going to get right now because Jimmy Butler, all-star talent. You might have to take a little bit away. Imagine signing a player like Jimmy Butler in the offseason. The Heat, they're not that bad of a team. Additions of Tyler Hero, too. Great player, by the way. I just don't see Eric Spoelstra winning this award.
You mentioned getting Jimmy Butler, but it's really being able to handle Jimmy Butler. Other teams like the Timberwolves and the Sixers really couldn't handle him, so they had to dump him off. I mean, it's,
I don't think it's handling Jimmy Butler. I think it's situational awareness of Jimmy Butler. I think Jimmy Butler knows what he wants. I was hearing sport comparisons to Antonio Brown. So I don't see that though. I see Jimmy Butler as I think he just knows what he wants and he found it in the Heat. He likes the area probably. I don't know. I don't think it's a handle issue.
I think he's a great player. And on the Miami Heat with Eric Spoelstra, he allowed Jimmy Butler and the whole entire team to play as they want, which made them do really good this year. And hopefully do good in the playoffs as well. Lastly, MVP. I got Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think this is a kind of a runaway award. He's a great, player, had an outstanding season. But MVP means that, you take this player away and the team would change, substantially. Therefore, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
You're looking at a 70-win team here. And Giannis is averaging, 30 and 13? So I think you take Giannis away from this team, you're looking at a 50, maybe mid-50, high 40 team for wins. So I think Giannis is the true, he earns this MVP.
Exactly. The Bucks, although they did do pretty good without Giannis, they were 5-1 without him. Their one loss was against the Pacers, who were 39-26. While the games they won were against teams at the bottom level of the NBA, which were the Kings, who were 28-36, Pelicans without Zion and Lonzo, who were 28-36, Wizards, who were 24-40, Hawks, who were 20-47, and Magic, who were 24-31. All the teams that they beat, low-level teams.
I think it's a lock. I don't see how you could take anyone else. There's some other choices out there. Some people say Luka. If you take Luka away from the Mavericks, they're not nearly going to do as well. But not as big as a difference that Giannis makes to the Bucks. The contribution is just unimaginable.
Totally agree. All right, well, everyone, thanks for logging on. I hope you all are as excited as we are to see basketball back in Orlando, see playoffs. Really exciting for what's going on right now with COVID and all the riots. I think this is going to calm the community down, get everybody together. This is going to be great. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week. Carson Williams, Downtown Sports.